Liverpool are through to the knockout stages of the Champions League after a 1-0 victory against Ajax. An error from Onana, the Ajax goalkeeper, gifting Curtis Jones the only goal of the game. More injury concerns, though, for Liverpool after this. Alisson didn't start. Meanwhile, Robertson and Henderson getting knocks as well. Steve Nicol is with us. Steve, first off, obviously a great result. Jurgen Klopp waxing lyrical about his side after today.
Yeah, I mean, they scored the goal, but they should have had, what, 3 or 4. I mean, if Salah and Mane had not just the shooting boots on, but what was going on between their ears a little bit sharper, then they would have had a host of goals. They could have lost a couple, but young Kellehers, who came in instead of Adrian, had 3 really good saves. Looked as cool as a cucumber, looked as though he hadn't even started sweating at the end of the game. So, yeah, great result, great performance from the young goalkeeper, which must be huge for Klopp, because the truth is, when Adrian's between the posts these days, everybody's in a panic.
Well, we saw that, didn't we, last year against Atletico Madrid and, of course, against Aston Villa this season as well. Adrian seems now dropped to third, Stevie.
I think that's probably the right thing to do. I guess we'll find out at the weekend if Alisson's still injured, which he probably will be, whether he's actually down to 3. I would suggest that on the back of a great performance from Kelleher tonight against Ajax, then, you know, you need to look to the future. And right now, he is the future. And so I think you can trust him. And I certainly think you can trust him more than you can trust Adrian. And honestly, for a young lad, I think he's, 22, 23, he's only had 2 first-team appearances, one in the League Cup, one in the FA Cup. He looked really calm and really solid, which is pretty much the opposite of what Adrian's been. So I think now is the time.
Overall, though, you look at Liverpool and the fact that they make it through is important, obviously, given all the injuries that they've had over the last few weeks, Stevie.
You know, it's one thing to complain, but it's another thing to actually be able to put all that aside and put a performance on, because sometimes players can feed off that and look for an excuse. But this Liverpool squad and these Liverpool players really seem to get the bit between their teeth when the whistle goes, and they did it again. So, yeah, I mean, tough times, yes, but winning games.
Thank you very much, Stevie. A disappointing night for Atalanta. They could only manage a 1-1 draw against Midtjylland, which still gives Ajax a little bit of hope going into the final round of matches. If they beat Atalanta, then it'll be Ajax will be through along with Liverpool. Meanwhile, the other group today, Manchester City could only manage a 0-0 draw. Remember, they are already through. Porto as well will also go through to the knockout stages. Marseille, meanwhile, registering their first win of the group stages, defeating Olympiacos 2-1, making it quite the race as to who will qualify for the Europa League.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.